Thanks for coming to my channel. I appreciate the love and the support, and I want your voice to be part of this journey. Be sure to leave comments and feedback below so I can be sure to cover the topics that you want to talk about and share your voice on future episodes. Let's get started. I'm Melissa Officer. I was thinking about the saying that says, "Don't burn your bridges," and how in most cases that is a true saying. However, there are times when a lighter and a tank of gasoline just might be necessary. Seriously, imagine flames engulfing the bridge that leads back to our pain. Gotta be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. And it would be even better if we were able to foresee the benefit or detriment from allowing certain people into our lives. See, sometimes we can see the value or harm in the people around us, but other times we can be blindsided by the pain that someone brings to us. But we cannot control who someone else is. We can only control their access to us. So we may have to let some bridges burn. But to the contrary, if we come to realize that the connection has value, it may need detours and safeguards to be implemented to ensure that devastation cannot recur in the depths of who we are. The trick is to know the difference, and we may have to wait and see which decision is best for our lives, and the situation will need time to breathe. Our internal voice can be influenced by the past that surrounds us, and depending on if we have a bad day, it can leave us defeated, distracted, and destroyed, unless we realize the power that we have within ourselves. I was thinking about the intro to J. Cole's album 2014 Forest Hills Drive. He repeats the lyrics over and over again. Do you want to be happy? Parts of the verse go on to say, free from pain, free from scars. When life gets hard, you ease your soul and cleanse your mind. You learn to fly, then reach the stars. You take the time to look behind and say, look where I came. Look how far I done came. They say that dreams come true, and when they do, it's a beautiful thing. So now I ask you, do you want to be happy? And how do you describe your happiness? Do we take the time to define the value or harm from the thoughts within our own minds? And whose voice is behind the thoughts that we think? There's an African proverb that reads, when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. But if we're not careful, we can allow other people's perspectives to dictate the decisions and choices in our lives instead of defining our own voice. So if we are relentless in pursuing the knowing of ourselves, then regardless of what someone else says or thinks, we will be committed to realizing what has caused value in our lives and knowing that what we believe to be true is what is true for us, and we can control our reality. We have the choice to build mental bridges or barricades. We can overcome the past and cross over into a new version of us that has been sculpted and protected by the details of life. Or we can hit a brick wall, constantly rehashing the past, unable to move forward. Quite honestly, I've done both, and I think that's okay too, because I've come to realize that there is an evolution to life, and it is a curious thing. I've experienced emotional pain and scars that can never be erased. Life has transformed pieces of me that have now become etched into my psyche. They cannot be removed, but rather they are the lessons that have caused my evolution. And when we are fully aware of ourselves, then we can dictate our movement based off our definition of wholeness, living independent of the mental incarceration that would bind us with the ability to set our souls free. I'm Melissa Officer, and that's my MO. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe below.